Hello guys and welcome to the channel, it's Erad, and in today's video we are going to talk about Star Citizen Alpha 4.0 or perhaps Alpha 4.1 or 4.2. These are the features that are right here, and these are the features that were taken off the roadmap. They are not going to make it to Star Citizen Alpha 4.0 for various reasons, right? So they said that upon review of the support record for server meshing, pyro, and general stability of 4.0, CIG made the choice to temporarily remove several deliverables from the 4.0 release to free up necessary engineering bandwidth to prepare for launch. This list includes engineering gameplay, life supports, fire hazards, fire extinguishers, charge and drain, and transit refactor. CIG are aware that many of us, the backers, are looking forward to these features. Really? I'm not so sure. Especially engineering gameplay. I think Jared was very looking forward to seeing these features. Anyway, they are telling us to rest assured and that they are committed to putting these back in line as soon as possible. Actually, some of these features might eventually make it to a 4.0x patch, right? That's not impossible. But yeah, life support, engineering, fire hazard, fire extinguisher, solar burst as well, guys. Even these ones, charge and drain, and transit system refactor. That is quite unfortunate, but not really a surprise. So far, the Evocaties have really focused on server meshing, being able to transition from the Stanton system to the Pyro system seamlessly without too much hiccups here. Reports from Evocaties as well as from the images that we can see from the live stream, because yes, there is no NDA for some reason in Alpha 4.0 Evocati right now. It seems that sometimes the amount of frames per second is quite low, and CIG are struggling with performance, with stability, which is not much of a surprise. It's a huge endeavor that they're doing, right? They are more than doubling the amount of playground that we have in the game universe by adding this extra star system, and for that, of course, server meshing comes in. Are they going to put 2 servers together? No, they are trying more than once. They were trying to put 4 servers with a total amount of players, which is up to 250. If I'm correct, maybe they are going to go with even more than that. That is really what they are trying to do here, is making sure that server meshing is working. Server meshing can provide us a stable enough experience for us, the players, when we're finally going to get there, so that we can get our hands on this update before the end of this year, and so that Cloud Imperium games are not going to have too much of a crunch before the end of the year, which is traditionally where they are going to go on holiday. And a lot of devs don't necessarily have their family in England, so usually the studios are closing, right? And they want to make sure that it's as stable as possible, so that there are no disasters that are happening, no emergencies, that they don't need to stay at the office. So that totally makes sense. I am totally in favor of some of the least important features to go away, so that we can indeed have a little bit more stability here. Life support, that's totally okay. It's not a critical gameplay style for us to have, and it's something that we can totally have enough time to learn in a further patch. Engineering, well, it's true that they have been talking about it and showcases this quite some time now. But at the same time, it's a very big change, and maybe it would have been a little bit overwhelming for most of the player base to have the power system, all the changes, and the change, especially of habits, when it comes to the power system compared to what we already know in Statham. And on top of that, we have to deal with engineering, right? So that's also something that is understandable. Same with fire hazards, fire extinguishers, making sure that we have to be careful that we're not overheating or that the environment around us is not setting on fire. It's also something that we're going to have to be on the lookout for. That's going to considerably change the way that we play the game. So it's also understandable that it's not there anymore. What is very strange, though, is the fact that we're not going to have the solar bursts in the Pyro system. That's something that really a lot of players were expecting. It's also something that we have experienced firsthand when we had the Pyro playtest last year, and we were experiencing Pyro for the first time. We all had those solar bursts, which were really freaking us out, and we had to find ways to stay on the cover to make sure that our ships were not too damaged, but it's not gonna be there, and I think that they are taking away here one of the main features that makes the Pyro system so unique. So that's too bad here. and that's quite unfortunate. Charge and drain is the ability to fix perhaps some items. We're using the multi-tool, right, to fix some of our items, but that's also related to engineering at the same time, so that's also perhaps why it's not there. Another big bummer though is the fact that the transit system refactor is not going to be there. They're focusing on the mission refactor, which is great. You need to have missions, right? If you want to release 4.0, we need to make sure that the missions are working, which is not the case right now as I'm making this video. The Evocators still don't have the missions, but they need to be focusing on that first. The transit system is going to be secondary. Sure, the trams are gonna get stuck. Sure, the elevators sometimes will be opening up and they'll be empty and people will fall through the middle of the planets. These are things that are going to be happening. It's going to be unfortunate, but at least when things are going to be working, they should be working more or less normally, with server meshing being more refined, with server meshing working with higher frames per second for us on the client side, and with missions working as well. The transit refactor, as much as we would love to see it so that we can have a reliable transit system in the game, is something that's going to have to wait here. So there we have it. These are the features from 4.0 that are being delayed, why they are being delayed. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, if you also agree that it was a right call from CIG to delay these features, or if you think that they should have tried to push a few of them in 4.0 anyway. Do you think that perhaps we're going to be seeing a few of them in 4.0.x? I think that we are going to be doing that, but I guess that time will tell, right? Anyway, that is all for this video. A big shout out to everybody who's been subscribing to the channel lately. The channel has been doing very well over the past couple of days. Thank you, guys. You are awesome, and it really makes my day, you know, when I see good numbers on the channel. I really appreciate that, and you guys are making this possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A big shout out to everybody who helps on Patreon and YouTube as well. It helps a lot to keep lights on, especially Dr. Frobin, Zero Crusher, Ducky2Ducker, and Shadow Rise. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.